Oh my god. So, first of all, let me just say this. It has been a couple of days since the last video, and I feel like I've gained weight. And I don't say that just based solely on appearances. I feel like I've gained weight because I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I see that I've gained weight. But that could also play into the fact that I know that I've been eating a lot as well. Because it's December. Not because I'm depressed and eat my feelings. No, because it's December. And we all know that December is when you get fat. You get fat in December. Not at all because I have emotional needs that aren't being fulfilled and have no way of fulfilling them except by food. No, not even a little bit. Okay? I have emotional needs that aren't being fulfilled, and I'm not someone who's like gonna go out of my way to fulfill those needs, because like, I don't know, I guess I'm just that much of an awesome guy because I wouldn't want to put that on anybody else. It's one of those things where, okay, fellas, ladies, you meet someone attractive. Like, we all have these needs, right? But not all of us use food to try to fill them. Some of us go out and try to fulfill those needs and actually fulfill those needs, right? So you see a dude that you like, you see a chick that you like, you strike up a conversation, there's mutual attraction. I guess I don't do that. I don't do that. And I could. Like, I could go to a bar, or even just like in any place. Like, I could go anywhere, meet anyone, and like naturally progress. In like, I'm not saying that I would just. I guess I'm worried to be the person who just uses people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I am not actively doing anything about my needs. Yeah, it's because I don't want to be that person who only uses people to fulfill his needs. Cause I like want to do it in like the right way, in the healthy way. Because, okay, so let's talk about it, right? Morals. If two people are using each other for the same reason, even if that reason is quote unquote bad, then does it cancel each other out? Because obviously it's not cool for you to be using the other person to satisfy their needs. But then after your needs are done, you're just like, okay, whatever, we're cool. But then the other person like wants more. But then I think, okay, well, the other person might want more, but why does the other person want more? Is it because of deep, complex psychological motivations that we can't even begin to understand? Because if like, psychology is the study of understanding someone's mind, or brain, but how are we going to do that when the person themselves don't even understand themselves in that way? It's almost impossible. So the fact that we've been able to make any strides at all is a marker for good things. So, like, I probably should try to meet someone. But I should. I mean, I really should. I mean, I can come up with all sorts of excuses in my brain about why I wouldn't. But excuses are excuses for a reason. Because they really don't make any sense. Although we do have them. We come up with them to avoid the real reason for things. And for me, it's the fact that I have needs, I guess. I don't know why. It's from childhood, you know. From childhood, in my family, in my upbringing, growing up, it was definitely something that really wasn't talked about. We didn't talk about needs, and in fact, needs became a source of conflict within my family. Without getting into too much more detail than that, I won't get into any much more detail than that. I have a tendency to overshare. I cross the boundary when it comes to sharing things, so I'm gonna leave it right there. I think that's a really sufficient way to say that I have trauma. But yeah, so that, I think, if I can be my own doctor for a second, I think that's playing a big part in why I'm so not motivated to go and find a partner, a sexual partner. And I want one, I think. But that's the other thing too. I don't, because I know that it comes with, because I'm not gonna be the guy who's just like gonna hit it and quit it. I mean, but that's the thing, right? Like, could I, if that's what the other person wants too, right? But it's never like that with emotions, you know? We wish it could be, right? Because we want the world to be simple. We wish it could just be like, oh, hit it and quit it, you're done, wham, bam, thank you, man. But as it always happens, and I'm not speaking from experience, I'm speaking from other people's experiences, one person, whether it be the guy, whether it be the girl, always catches feelings. It's just impossible for one person not to catch feelings. That's the thing with emotion, man. That's like the catch-22. Because I think human emotions is what makes us human, right? Like, emotions are what makes us human. But the catch-22 there is that it's also the part that makes life suck dick. Oh, I'm sorry. I've used profanity. I was actually trying not to, but 8 minutes in and we got there. So, I just finished eating a burrito. I had a hash browns and another coffee. Guilty of eating his feelings. That's me. Anyways, let's move on, because the first freaking 9 minutes of this video has all been about me. The video game expo is happening. Is coming to the Los Angeles Convention Center, man. And it is happening in about 3 I don't know why. 3 weeks, roughly. It's from the 11th through the 14th, or maybe it's the 10th through the 14th. Yo no sé. Todavía no. But I really do think I probably should look into some of those tickets. Why? Well, because one, it would be something that I can do to live my life. 2, I enjoy video games. I definitely think highly of video games. I do. I enjoy video games. Video games are awesome. Video games are cool. I think they kind of get a bad rap sometimes. I think some people talk about video games like I talk about crack cocaine, you know? there, like, some people would talk about video games like it's crack, and it's not, you know. And I'm not talking about like, oh my god, that's so good, it's crack. I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about like people in earnest will talk about video games like I talk about crack. Like, crack cocaine is an addictive substance that is a form of escapism, and you should quit your addiction to crack cocaine. Very judgy. Very judgy. Video games are not crack cocaine. But me personally, I do stop myself from like fully giving myself into video games. I don't even know what that would mean, to fully give yourself into video games. But that's why I have my eyes not really set on, but just kind of like glancing over at the video game expo. Yeah, man. Yeah. I think I want to go. I think I want to go. And if I don't go, it would not be a matter of money. Not even at all. I'm not saying I'm rich. I'm saying I'm a hard worker, and so money wouldn't be an issue because I would just work hard to make that money. So money isn't a barrier here. So like logically speaking, using my reasoning, they're really like, it wouldn't be a bad idea or a bad thing to do. So yeah, I think I want to go. I think I want to go to the Video Game Awards. Not the awards. Well, there's a Freudian slip. I've been playing Monster Hunter Rise. It's a little repetitive. In a good way. It is awesome to be a hunter in that world. They really do set it up like a job. You when you play that game, you really are working a job. You have to the game really rewards you for doing your due diligence. And it can get a bit repetitive. And so the game is fun without that stuff. It really does offer a variety of ways to play the game. There's options. You don't have to play it the way I play. Like, I play it like a job. I'm like, okay, after every mission, you come back to Kamura. You check the whatchamacallit? You check the you check the vendors to see if there's anything special happening. You go to your little dojo companion stuff. You look. It's just a lot of like busy work. And the game is like, okay, if you want to do this busy work, you definitely can. you'll definitely will get I guess positive feedback from the game for your busy work. But you can also like play it another way. So I've gotten a little bit bored with the busy work, and so I'm kind of wondering if I can afford to not do the busy work and just like play it straight up. Focus only on upgrading weapons. I wonder how far the weapons can take me, because I have been focused so far on getting as many weapons as possible. Like I've wanted to like have a diverse range of the weaponry offered, and some of the bosses have gotten pretty tough to deal with. So another reason why I haven't been to the gym in a few days, maybe even a little more than a few, is because I have been suffering with a bit of a back injury. I think I pulled a muscle lifting weights aggressively. And my instinct is to like never lift weights aggressively again. But I think I'm wiser than that. And so instead of saying that, I'll just say that I'll say I should probably get back to the gym. And I will, because I'm responsible. Going to the gym and exercising is not a terrible thing to do. I wish it was more rewarding. And it's very isolating. Well, that's not true. That's not true. Going to the gym, a public gym, is not an isolating thing to do. But while I'm in there, I'm not really talking to anybody. I'm not really looking at anybody. And honestly, it's kind of uncomfortable to be there. In other news, in the life of Ismael Isaías Ramirez, I'm reading a graphic novel in Espanol. So far, all the books that I've picked up that are in Spanish, for the most part, except maybe for like one or two, are books that were written in English and then translated. Yeah. So that's fine, I guess. I'm a little upset by that, just because, like, I don't know. It's not the same. Writing in English and then translating it to Spanish, there are words. Something is always going to be lost in translation. That's just a fact. Language is beautiful because it's used to convey emotions. It's used to convey complicated and like various things about human experiences and existence. Like, we use language and to communicate, right? And communication in itself is a study that you can go to college, because, you know, it's deep and complex and blah 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 blah. And so when it comes to the language you speak, culturally speaking, things are going to get lost in translation, because different cultures are different. Like, we see life differently, and our language is a reflection of that. And so it's something that's always going to get lost in translation when you translate from one language to another. I mean, what I'm saying is, there are words and phrases in English that don't exist in Spanish, and vice versa. And there are ways of saying things that don't exist in these respective languages, and so they have their own ways of saying things, and that can and so, like, you might be trying to write or convey a feeling that is just gonna get completely changed when you translate something. So obviously translators know this, at least the good ones do, and so as a translator, you would try, I would hope, to like, convey the message, even if you're not exactly saying it word for word. And that's what I worry about when I read books that are translated into English or into Spanish. But I mean, it's a cool book. It's a graphic novel about immigration. Tells this guy's story, and I hate him because he's skinny. And I obviously am not skinny. Man, I do really need to get my ass back into the gym. Just because I want to look better than everyone else. Jesus.